That's all they said.
He had it coming.
Well, that's what he gets. Really, instant karma.
All righty.
Are we live? Did you make us live? We're live.
Yeah.
We're live.
We are live.
Yeah. We're talking. Oh, wait a minute. Is that me? That's probably me. I'm sorry. Sorry. Did you hear that?
Just a brief bit of.
Just a brief.
Like
I just shut it off. Here, I need.
Oh my goodness! Hello, everyone. How are you all? How are you all? It's August 27th. It's 9:01, so it must be Indie Vote Live. It's Tuesday night at 9. We've
been doing this for a couple months now.
Yeah. I'm gonna roll that. I'm gonna roll our intro so we can get right to it.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
That's right. Okay. The coolest intro on the web. Hello, everyone. My name is Varian Grant, co-owner for the last 7 years of Last Call Comics and founder of Indie Vote Media LLC. I got my start making comics back in 2008. First book was published, a little black and white action comedy, black and white interiors. The cover was color. It's called Psycho Sirens. I am a father, a husband, a geek, a creator, a publisher, reluctant taxpayer, and artist. Shamefully not in that order. And you're watching Indie Vote Live. Tonight, I am joined by Randy Zimmerman and Louis Bright Raven.
Gentlemen, hey, everybody. What's up? Been doing comics for longer than most of you have been alive. Lots of independent, lots of alternative books, lots of experience, lots of mistakes. So I've been printing, self-published, printed by other independent companies, gotten this close on a lot of stuff and gotten that close on a lot more. Right now I'm doing Zim Geek, the Zim Geek channel on YouTube, of which there will be new content up here in the next couple of days, as soon as I get past a little bit of commercial work. But right now I do a lot of commercial work, and I used to do a Flint Comics, an entertainment newspaper. I'd give away around the Flint and Genesee County area. We moved through 10,000 copies of this thing every month, advertiser supported, so we gave it away for free. So if you were ever around the Flint area, you're able to pick up a free funny book paper. For almost 10 years, we ran through 100 copies of it. So a million copies of it. 1 million.
And the other gentleman with the deep voice.
Yes. I'm Louis Bright Raven, and I've been here for 26 years in the comic book industry, role-playing game industry, and media journalist. I've worked for numerous publishers, including Arrow Comics, Caliber Press, Marvel, Steve Jackson Games, TSR Wizards of the Coast, and others.
And today is a day unlike any other. For today, we've gathered to face a threat no man could.
Terrific Tuesday.
Yes.
What? No beer?
No beer. However, there is. I mean, the title of today's show: Lies, Secrets, and Sex. I'm gonna put sex in there. I put sex.
Put sex in there.
But we're not going to jump right into that. What we are going to jump into are our questions.
Didn't come up with an opening for that yet, huh?
Yeah. I don't have an opening for questions. I should be ashamed of myself.
Letters. We get emails.
Yeah. So in keeping a theme, keeping everything sexy, Mrs. Zimmerman.
Sexy. Oh boy. What's the most risque piece of art that you've been asked to draw or create for a commission or publication? Have you turned any of those offers down for being too out there? Shauna M. Take it, Louis.
Kitty Pryde and Lockheed in the bubble bath. Among other things.
Naughty man.
Martha Quinn.
I didn't draw it. That's what I rejected.
Oh.
Martha Quinn as a mouse, sitting on a spool of thread, naked. I did it.
Yeah.
But I charged him.
Okay. Mine was Gadget from the Rescuers and Chip and Dale.
Going at it?
Yeah, going at it.
That's the one you got into trouble with your mom for, wasn't it?
Yep. Not just that. She took it, she spread it out on the bed. So when I came home, I found it. And she said, she wrote a little letter. Yeah, asked me to explain myself.
What is this filth? Usually people like that, I always charge close to double for.
Yeah.
You know, they ask you, what do you charge if you do this and this and this? And I check the convention first. And back in the old days, you know, there were very rarely were there kids or women at the shows. So it was like, okay, I'll do it for double. You know, and there were a lot of fervent people carrying a lot of envelopes with a lot of reference, and it was a different time, completely different time. Nowadays, probably wouldn't do that. I'd probably tell them that it'd be triple, and I would do it at home.
Mm-hmm.
And you also have to worry about. I talked to a friend of mine who said that he would he does it, but he doesn't sign it.
Oh no, I wouldn't sign it either. Yeah.
M3SOZ, who we haven't seen for a while. Welcome back, sir. Says I've drawn some messed up stuff just for fun. And, yeah.
M3SOZ, you need to send me some files and show me. I've done underground work in the past.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a few characters I've always wanted to do, but doing Flint Comics, the wife wouldn't let me do for good reason. So I said people would figure out it was you, even if you tried your hardest for it not to look like you, and you'd never be able to sell another advertisement for your paper in this town again.
Mm-hmm. Jason Moore. Welcome.
Jason Moore. Hey, welcome, Jason.
Is LOL. I've seen some risque stuff drawn by Randy back in the day at conventions. Oh, the stories.
Oh, the stories.
Yeah.
Yep. Thanks for being on board, Jason. That's awesome. Good to hear from you.
He says,
you need to get the hookup and come in for an interview sometime.
Yeah. Naked butt sausages, you know, weird.
It's been some stuff. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I've drawn some pretty weird stuff, but you know, it's one of those things where you just have to you want the money. I mean,
it's all good. It's all good. Got to do what you got to do.
Yeah. Next question. We're tearing right through them tonight. We're only gonna have the we're only gonna have Lewis for a little while today. He has a store appearance to do. So
if we ended 11, I can make it.
How did you guys? Oh, actually, I'm sorry. I'm stepping over.
How'd you guys get your spouses to adjust to the lifestyles of comic book content creation? Late nights at the board, road trips, 3 to 4 day conventions. Elcar. Thanks for the letter, Elcar. Lewis doesn't have a spouse.
Lewis just mouth, thank God.
Yeah.
No, actually,
I got incredibly lucky with my spouse. I didn't mean to cut in on you, Lewis. Go ahead. You were going to say something.
The woman I would have married, had she not been killed by a drunk driver, wouldn't have had a problem with it. She was very supportive of my career, so I don't think that would have been a problem.
I got real lucky with my spouse. I ended up dating her because she kept coming into the comic shop that I was running at the time, and just wouldn't go away. No, actually, she had a kid and I had a kid, and she suggested that maybe we should get them together for a friendly outing. Play date. Well, it was before play date, before the word play date. But anyway, right, but take them bowling or something. And we says, well, before we let them go bowling, maybe you and I ought to go out. And we actually went to see Beetlejuice at the theater, and we were totally inseparable afterwards. But as far as getting her used to the lifestyle, it was more me getting used to her lifestyle because she had a third shift job for many years. So I was able to keep my schedule very open. Mm-hmm. So I could be awake until 2 or 3 in the morning or whatever. So,
and not to throw you under the bus, Randy, but I mean, you did lose a marriage to comics.
I did. My first marriage, I did lose to comics. Absolutely. I was only married for 5 years, but I got a daughter out of it. So, yeah. And 18 years of child support hell, but there are a few stories associated with that. I put my first story together my very first printed work was in Just Imagine Comics and Stories number 11. And it took a while to put together, and it kind of shot our marriage. So, yeah, she couldn't wrap her head around the lifestyle at all. But I swore I was never going to marry up again, and almost married a girl out of Cleveland who was also into comics, and that very fell through on my fault. And I started working at the comic shop just to have bill money, and met Monica. We've been together for 30 some years.
I remember my wife just got used to it. I mean, told her what I did, and she was like, "Oh, cool." The first convention, she was kind of like, "What the hell do I do?" But now she comes to every convention with me, and I don't think I can run a convention without her. Honestly, yeah.
I took mine to show. She got totally bored. So it's like when I go for conventions, she's like, "See ya." I'm sitting down with 3 books, and or I'll clean the house or go run with the kids or the grandkids or whatever. But M3SOC, any thoughts on the current state of Comicsgate? I myself wonder if it is a op for the bigger industry somehow. Nah, just a bunch of guys trying to get by. That's all. M3SOZ, I don't know why you would think that, because the industry kind of hates them and tries to ignore them as much as possible, except for the people working in the industry who wants to call them all Nazis and bigots.
Right. So,
in the meantime, they're making hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's a whole nother.
I put that one up already, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that one's already put there. Okay. Excuse me and my technical difficulties.
M3SOZ, if we didn't answer your question, please feel free to, expound on that in the chat.
All right. Yeah. Oops. All right. Sorry, guys. I'm just having all kinds of
technical difficulties.
Yeah.
No response to the no need for Comic-Con video. In response to the no need for Comic-Con video. Comic-Cons are too damn high. Tables $450, hotel room $600, gas and food $250, additional passes $60 each. Wizard World Chicago, I don't know what ROI equals.
Return on investment.
Return on investment equals negative $755. Wow. As a creator, F it. I'm out. Brian W. Sorry, Brian. But yeah, some of these conventions price themselves too high on purpose just to make money off of the people struggling to get by.
Yep.
I have
You're right, Pat.
Okay, I never paid $250 for gas and food at a con. But I don't think I got that. Maybe I have. Maybe I have. Lola would know. I wouldn't. But yeah. That's unfortunate, Brian. Hate to hear that. I would say try to do some local cons, build your money back up, and
or do what I do. I throw my own cons.
Oh, that's you could. That's. I don't know, Randy. That's a bit more expensive than.
It can be if you're not careful. You got to be careful. Got to do the one-day show. Got to keep your overhead low. Got to make sure that your overhead stays low. And yes, if Wizard World is too expensive, do not do it. Don't even take the chance. I've taken big losses at shows before, but it's always been back when I was pushing Arrow Comics, I'd lose a couple hundred here or a couple hundred there. But nowadays, you have the capabilities of literally losing thousands of dollars, and you're in an investment that might not pay off, and you don't know, because every convention is a crapshoot, every last one. So you have to be careful. You have to, get back money on your ROI. You have to make sure that that's there. So what I would recommend is to cut back, get away from the big shows and start concentrating on the littler shows. You might have even better luck doing flea markets and taking a $25 table, because there's a lot of people locally that'll talk to you just because you're local and buy your book and support you. And that's how you get word out. You can't get word out all the time at the big honking shows where everybody's there to see the big honking guests. Sometimes you just have to pound the local pavement. I did that for the last 10 years. And I'm telling you, I found a lot of readers out there and a lot of folks that never stepped into a comic shop before. So that's why if you ever do one of my little local shows, the 2 big local comic shops here in Flint are at all of my local shows. because they're catching people. They know that they're catching people that have never walked into their shop before. One store told me they figured it was about 85%.
Yeah.
Those
smaller shows give you opportunity too to get your work noticed. You're not drowning in a sea of big names. M3S, as he says, it seems like it's cross advertising for each other in relation to his Comics Gate question. Then he goes on and says, Mr. Ethan is yet to deliver on any version of his Frog book. He must be using the slowest, worst fulfillment center in existence.
No, it's not the fulfillment center that's the problem. If you listen to his podcast at all, he's run into a lot of unexpected problems because he wants to do stuff. He wants to do fancy things that takes fancy time. The reason everything's still hold up now is they're waiting to attach the chromium cover to the body of the book. And apparently the publisher or the printer didn't know exactly how to do that because the chromium looks like it's like a metallic mirror. So in fact, you can see your reflection in the book. He's shown it a couple times. They've got the covers, everything's signed, everything's sitting at the printer, and apparently they're putting the book together. I don't know if they're doing it by hand or what, but the second campaign that he had, all of those books are in, and they're sitting at the fulfillment center. He doesn't want to send them out though until all the chromium covers are done because that was the first campaign, and he wants everybody who had pledged in the first campaign to get all their books first, and then the team up books will go out, and then the third printing will go out.
I think that
it's taking him longer. First book's always unexpected problems. His next book is going to be more on time. I'm sure Brian Coffin Comics had the same problem when he first started.
Jason Moore says, in my opinion, they are cross advertising each other based on support for one of the projects, but not out of financial responsibility to one another, as it was one paying for the other a fee for advertising. Well,
they're making so much money, and they're some of those guys have turned it into a shtick. If you're watching, Ethan's got it down now to a little friendly shtick, and he keeps trying to try different things. Mm-hmm. But it's been fascinating to watch them work off of each other and argue. Some of the drama is just too infantile for my taste. And the word, I still have problems with the word comic gate because it sounds like a scandal, and it's not. It's an attitude. But the big key there with these guys, especially when they first started, is they're learning from each other. They're trying to keep their mistakes down, like what Ethan's been running into over and over and over again. He's made so many, quite frankly, dumbass mistakes because he's never printed a book before and has never had to handle production on printing a book before. But he's learning all of that now so that when he goes out and solicits again, his next campaigns are going to be a lot smoother, a lot quicker, and he'll get it down to a machine. And like I said, everybody has that learning curve when they first start up, when they're doing their first couple of books and trying to break in a new printer and trying to find a fulfillment service and all of this. Look at what Richard Meyer went through with the first Jawbreakers book. That's still, there's court case on that's still going to sit in the court for the next 2 years, thanks to Wade dragging his feet. That where he was trying to get it out, trying to get it distributed, trying to get it in the hands of people, and just runs into one roadblock after the next. In fact, he did the Ironsides book, quite frankly, because he underestimated the shipping cost to get Jawbreakers to people, because Jawbreakers is such a thick book.
Zach spends a lot of money on books he supposedly hates. He himself is helping keep Marvel and DC in business.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. But, like I said, Varian, and I'm sorry to keep stepping on everybody. Varian turned me on to diversity in comics to Zach to start with. And Zach's got an editor's head because he's been reading comics for so long, and he knows what he likes and what he doesn't like. Some of the points that he raises are incredibly important, and a lot of people need to hear that, especially if they want to do their own books. And some of his history and some of the other stuff that he has is just totally off and wrong. And it's history as he perceives it, and he just needs to read the books or get to know what the heck's going on. But like I said, everybody figures it out as they go along.
Yeah, just a limited run of one version. What about the rest? Just in the PDF of mailing list done and over. He's I think that he may have bit off a little bit more than he can chew. Louis, you shaking your head. What do you want to say?
Oh, he did. He did. But with Ethan, he did. He absolutely did. He was a he has talked to people since then who have flat out told him, your next book's 48 pages. You're not going to go 88 pages like you're doing this. He saw how much money his first campaign made and he froze. Is what happened. He's sitting there going, I can't believe I'm making this much money off of a book. Well, he wasn't really making that much money off of that book because he's got hard overhead. Now he wants to do a chromium cover. You know, all of the first run books get chromium cover. That takes a lot of the overhead down. He wants to throw a separate cover on. That takes the overhead down. Yeah, he wants to figure out how to ship it right. That takes the overhead down.
Yeah, he's not too bright in that regard.
Well, he's on a learning curve.
Well, I just reckon
a learning curve. It's common sense. You don't need all that bullshit.
No. But he wants all that BS because people paid hard money for that. All of a sudden, he wants all the bells and whistles, and you can't pull that all off at once.
No,
I just had a situation where I sent some books out this week, and the shipping kicked my ass. Quite frankly, I didn't anticipate the shipping, and this is for a 22-page comic in Gemini mailers because that's pretty much. I mean, they're damn near impenetrable.
Jawbreakers probably never would have been fulfilled if he didn't do Iron Sights, and he told everybody at the time it was a sleazy, cheap ass product, and he did it on purpose in order to make money back for his shipping for Jawbreakers.
M3 SLE says Ethan don't take the money and run, just a fill on one version at least. One version
it's all done. If you follow, like I said, if you follow his podcast, all the guts are done. He's got proof copies of the book done. He sent copies out to a few people for critiques already. It's just getting the chromium stuff together because he didn't anticipate. He wanted true chromium on that, not gold foil. A gold foil cover. He wanted a true old-fashioned chromium cover, and nobody knows how to do that stuff anymore. Some of those publishers haven't done it for 20 years.
Yeah, I think that obviously next time what he wants to probably do is make sure that he talks to them and finds out, hey, can you actually do?
Well, the whole thing was a crapshoot to start with. He only wanted $8,000. He figured if he got $8,000, it'd be good. He could print the comic and he'd have a little money and things would go and be okay. But once he passed $500,000, the 48-page book turned into an 88-page book, and he had to do all the other bells and whistles.
Our new question of the day format. So
hold on a second.
Okay.
I created a comic, the concept, the characters, locale, powers, etc., but I hired a writer and then an artist. And now they're both demanding co-creator credit. They don't deserve it. They are holding pages hostage. No contract at all, other than PayPal receipts where I paid them. Help. Well, I don't think you've got. Anyway, I'll let Lewis handle it. I've been talking too much. It's not my show. It's our show.
Yeah.
Tell him, look. You weren't listening.
He's reading.
Yeah. I'm reading that and I'm thinking,
I've got something here in my tool drawer that might help. It's a screw.
Yeah. Here's the screwdriver. Here's the screw.
No, your problem is no contract at all. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. That's about it. That's about it. Yeah.
No contract. I mean, you're in a lot of trouble.
And I'm trying to figure out how he created everything, but then hired a writer and then an artist to do the book.
Well, not every creator's a writer.
Probably hired a scripter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I know we've done it before. I mean, I know you did that, and you got messed with Stephanie there on Mischievous, but you actually.
No, I let her write. Yeah, I gave her the character. I let her write the story, and even that was a mistake. So,
yeah,
that turned into a very bad. And I had her under contract too.
Yeah,
so that turned into a really bad scene.
Well, okay.
So I wouldn't advise that ever for any situation.
What can he do to get his pages heal her? Because I didn't put the name in here. That's my mistake.
My two biggest words to recommend to him is to start over, then get a contract. Everybody under contract. Nobody in a gentleman's agreement.
If they just want co-creator, I mean, can the term co-creator really screw you that bad?
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. You don't want to do that. He doesn't want to do that. Just tell him that they've screwed the pooch. Now the entire book is scrapped to start over with another concept.
Yep.
That'd be my recommendation.
I have one more question to toss to both.
And I'd make sure they knew it too. I'd say, dudes, if we're not going to get them wrong, there's no book. I'm the guy who's coordinating and creating all of this, and they're my characters. There is no book.
Wouldn't paying them constitute work for hire?
Yes.
Technically, yes. But without a contract, it's dicey. Especially if they're in another part of the world and not in the same state he lives in.
Yeah, that's very true too. And if they're out there, if they're not, on this continent or they're not local, then that's another mistake that you made. Don't, especially on your first couple books until you get to know what you're doing, don't use long distance help.
Jason Moore said that's a very tough situation without an explicit contract.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean that's tough. Oh gosh, I don't know what to tell you. And MBSOZ says nothing you can do, no contract.
Well, like I said, there are things you can possibly do, but it's just going to be very hard to enforce anything legally without it.
If you have a lawyer that's cheap, inexpensive, I'd send them both cease and desist, tell them that the contract is dead, chalk off your PayPal receipts as a loss, start over.
Yeah.
And I'd do a little bit more research and I'd figure out how to write at least. So don't hire a writer on your concept because the whole finished product from that writer might be completely different from what you think you created.
Yep. Jason Moore says, I agree with Randy on scrapping it and starting over completely with a detailed contract and a new creative team. You live and learn.
Yep. Lesson learned. Everybody has those lessons that they learn when they're doing, especially alternative comics.
Wow. I feel bad for the guy.
I do too.
Holding pages hostage. I'd like to know exactly how they're holding pages hostage. I mean, obviously they're not sending them. I'm guessing.
I'd like to know how far he is into the project.
Yeah, that's true.
That sucks. Anyway,
that's sad.
Yeah, I would suggest the same thing that you did. Maybe at this point just move on to another project, and really next time just get that contract together. Let them know that they are not receiving any co-creator credit, and because I mean, here's the thing: co-creation can turn the best of friends and the bitter enemies once money gets involved.
Even before money gets involved.
Yeah.
I've co-created stuff before.
Yeah.
That's gone south. Yeah.
I know some gentlemen right now who are going through something very similar to that because they're buddies and they all created a universe together. And now only one of them is really doing anything with his character. And his buddies are now arguing over who created what.
Yep.
And so, now there's this whole, clusterfuck. We're not under 10 yet, but yeah.
Wait till the 10 o'clock hour.
Yeah. So yeah, that's it. That is something that I think everyone should be concerned with in the when hiring to get a comic made. I'm sorry I got sidetracked here for a second. All right.
I just want to say there's 8 people watching now and only 4 people liking. So the other 4 of you out there, you can hit that thumbs up button and we're not gonna know who you are. Oh, somebody just dropped it out too. It went from 4 to 3.
That was me because I didn't know if I'd liked it.
Oh, now it's back up to 4.
Yeah, that was me.
Please hit the like button.
Yeah, subscribe. We appreciate it.
Subscribe.
Yeah. Also,
you have a bloody nose. Quit hitting me with the like button there.
I got a little one here in the corner, but I don't think anyone sees that one.
Oh yeah, it's pounded. It's hitting my comic rack.
Yeah. So yeah,
it dislodged a copy of Thunder Comics actually.
So we wanted to talk about some of the. You've seen the heading. Secrets and lies. Some of it, come on, I'm quite clickbaity, but there are a couple things that I want to address, and I said I would recently when I was at Michigan Comic Con this week or last week. A couple guys who want to remain nameless were telling me, they said, "Hey, I can't get into a particular Comic Con, and every year it's the same people at this show. The damn layout is identical. I can't get into the show, and when I go, because I've been told I can't get a table, when I pay admission and walk in as an attendee, it's the same, 8 or 10 vendors, selling their indie book together."
Okay.
He says that's a problem to him. They're not mixing it up any, and it seems like he's locked out, like he's locked. This is inner cabal, and he can't break past it. Have you?
Hold on a second. I got a problem with Facebook hitting me up again.
Okay.
If it's my show, I have tables available for the fall.
Yeah.
September 14th at the downtown Flint Farmers Market, and I keep a lot of the same people there because I like them.
Dave the Supreme, how you doing? Thanks for coming in.
Dave.
I wonder if, in fact, it is any group out there that can keep people out of a Comic-Con. Now, I've run into situations where the Comic-Con has been sold out and I couldn't get a table.
Mm-hmm.
But is there any group out there? Have you ever run? Well, I guess you don't have to say names, but Randy, have you ever been approached by anybody who says, "Hey, you got to get me and my 8 buddies into the show, and they're all going to get tables. They'll pay you, but they all got to get tables."
No.
Nothing like that?
No.
Was there ever a situation like that ever in all your time doing books?
No, not that I'm aware of. I mean, we got invited down to Motor City every year while we were Arrow.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't a big deal, or it wasn't a muscle kind of thing.
All right. M3SOZ says, "I hate conventions, just my 2 cents."
The conventions aren't for everyone.
No, I can understand why you might dislike them, M3SOZ. I mean, they are, so, as an attendee, but I haven't attended a con as a fan in quite a while, and when I do, most people think I'm sitting up, and I go as press now. So if I'm tabling as my publishing arm, then I'm tabling. But if I don't have a table, I go as Indie Vault, and I know everybody, so I just I'm walking behind tables as it is.
I attended my first show as an attendee in 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
I've never done it, probably even longer than that, now that I think about it. I actually attended a show, paid to get in, as a patron. And that was I think it was November's Fantastic Con at Mount Pleasant.
M3, so you say it's a big time gamble. When you say you dislike cons, are you referring to being an attendee or an exhibitor at those shows? Because that there's a bit of a difference, and but as it is a big time gamble. I mean, we had the question up earlier where one of our people who wrote in said that they were, I think, 755 in the hole.
That would depend upon the show.
Yeah.
Just don't do a big show. Do small shows. Do 1-day shows.
Dave the Supreme just got back from Wizard World Chicago.
Yeah.
And I know Dave said he had I was picking on you, Dave, earlier on one of our other streams. It had a decent show, but a couple of the other guys had not. So I was telling myself, Dave didn't tell me the truth. Dave is a Wizard World shield. Exhibitor at M3SOZ is referring to being an exhibitor. I mean, that is a big time gamble. That's a big time gamble. Anytime you set up, especially you do. I mean, I do a lot of shows a year. I do a lot of shows, and that each time you are taking a gamble, you are taking a big risk. I've gone to shows and I've made $0. I've gone to shows and I've made, a couple hundred or more. And those shows are sometimes. I mean, I went to one show. I made a surplus. I mean, I was in the black by noon, day one. And the very next weekend, I went out of state for a show, and lost my shirt. I mean, so came back very sad. Came back. Lola didn't let me forget that one at all. Lewis,
Yes.
You start typing. You were looking at the screen very intently. Then I realized you weren't.
Facebook is bugging me, and I'm trying to figure out how the hell to get a hold of them.
You can. Is it about your issue earlier?
Yep.
You should be able to email them. You should be able to email them.
Find a damn email, all right?
Yeah. The poor man, he can't find an email. He'll find it. He'll find it.
You know what? Who cares? It's just they're stupid. That's all.
He says, I don't like to watch the cows grazing.
No. Let me tell everybody what the hell the problem is. Earlier today, I posted a drawing of the Red Skull. You know, Captain America's enemy, who is a freaking Nazi character. They decided to take it off my page and say I was promoting hate speech.
Did he have a Hitler mustache?
No,
I know. I've seen the drawing.
The SS Stormtrooper symbol, which is what is on the lapel of the character in numerous versions. So I'd like to get a hold of the bastard and say, well, you're going to take off every version of Red Skull off your Facebook protocol everywhere or not?
I wonder. You can't post Pepe anymore. You can't post Pepe the Frog.
Pepe the Frog?
Yeah.
Why not?
That's hate speech.
Pepe is hate speech?
Yes, don't do it. Don't do it.
Who's Pepe the Frog?
You know, the sad looking frog like he's gonna cry.
No.
I'm not posting them up on YouTube. I refuse. The video will get taken down so quick. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Why don't you? Yeah, I know that's what you do, Randy. On your next Zim Geek channel, draw Pepe the Frog.
I might have to do that just to see what I got to look what he looks like. It's right. Pepe, like Pepe the Pig.
Pepe, I believe.
Oh yeah, right up on top, Pepe the Frog. I'm digging it up on Bing right now. That's hate speech, huh? Oh yeah. I could see that now. I got it. Yeah. Okay. I could see where that could pass as. Yeah. When I see the swastika on the guy's belly, that's a problem.
Some people altered it. When I first seen Pepe, it was like this little sad frog picture. I didn't know that it was going to become this whole thing. But
I'm going to take that picture to the show tonight and say, "Hey, the controversial piece, buy it now."
Yeah. You know what's funny is let me see. Did they take it on my messenger? I doubt it because you didn't link it from my messenger, right? You sent it to me in Messenger, so
yeah.
Ethan the Frog Pepe.
It should be off your messenger too, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'll see. Hold on. Let's see here. All right. And then I can maybe even hold on. Oh my gosh, my computer is so slow. Let's see here.
While we have dead air, Jason Moore says I attend a lot of conventions as a guest and know a lot of promoters, and I've never ever heard of any promoter denying a creator or group of creators a table spot like the person may think. So it may happen, but I don't think it's a common thing to happen at all.
What does he mean by that exactly?
By them turning down an entire group of creators.
Oh, yeah.
As if there's tables available. You know, I wouldn't turn a set of creators down if huh?
They do it at San Diego all the time.
They do what? Oh, in San Diego?
They turn people away at San Diego all the time.
San Diego's got limited space. They turn people away at New York, whether they have table space or not.
Mm-hmm.
But it all depends upon the person and the creators. I'm not going to let all 8 of them stand behind one table.
Yes, this is the image that they rejected.
1 or 2 people.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, I guess the
it has to be the SS Trooper lapel on the one side.
Could be the cigar. No,
they said hate speech, so it can't be the cigar.
Smoking a cigar anymore be considered hate speech.
Oh my God, He's promoting tobacco.
Yeah, he's promoting
that's
tobacco
good.
use. Shame.
Yeah.
But anyway, I don't really care. It's just annoying to get that out of, because it was funny. He made a mention of should that lapel be there? Varian did.
Yeah. Well, he sent it to me earlier.
And I was like, well, I don't know. I saw like several of them. I showed him one example by Byrne, but there's all kinds of them with that lapel. So I didn't think that was an issue. And then, like, I don't know, was it a couple hours later, I got that message that they had removed it. And I was like, what did you do? Report it or something?
Yeah, I was like this. I'll teach you. No, it's funny that you mentioned that, because I when I seen it, I said, oh man, I think I've been indoctrinated to react or to look at my drawings and wonder, is this gonna offend anybody? How sick is that?
Mm-hmm.
And then I now look at my drawings and wonder, oh my god, am I gonna offend someone with this?
Yeah.
Gabe says the alt-right co-opted Pepe and made him one of their symbols.
Yeah, that's the first I've heard of it. I guess that shows you how alt-right I am.
Dave said the con was really up and down for a lot of people, but it was good for me. M3SOZ says, is art free speech or expression? It's a very good question.
When it's art, it is.
And then Ralph says, wasn't Red Skull always a Nazi villain?
Yeah,
well,
until they did the same thing to Steve Rogers. Now, who knows who he is?
Yeah.
Just misunderstood.
Movie, he was a German in the wall. No, I'm not a Nazi. I'm better than the Nazis. So I'm Hydra. But so now he's just Hydra. But
well, in the other Captain America with what's the guy's name? I Have No Son. Crap, I can't think of the guy's name. With the Captain America with the, what was that again?
Sam Wilson?
No. Hold on.
The other Captain America, Walker?
No. The other film. With let's see who it is.
Winter Soldier.
Matt Salinger, who's the son of is it J.D. Salinger, I believe. Yeah. J.D. Salinger.
No, then it turned him into a
Italian
because they couldn't. They didn't want to do Nazi.
They turned him into my wife's father. That's what they did. They turned him just as evil.
There's a scandal right there.
Yeah.
They try to move it away from there because, oh my gosh, we can't handle the history of life.
Oh,
we have to pretend like it never happened.
Says so was Baron Zemo. I thought, yeah, they're both Nazis. We're gonna get this video taken down for saying the word Nazi.
Probably. Said it enough. They're Baron Zemo is in the next Falcon and Winter Soldier, the series from Disney streaming.
Mm-hmm. Now,
yep.
So
one of them was. You got to remember, there's a bunch of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was one of the top scientists in the Nazi Party.
Now, we talked about. Let's see here. There's too many red herrings in this day, in this age. They're just throwing shit at the wall to see what sticks. It's very boring. And then says, dang, read those early Invaders comics. Yeah, I mean, I think that we got to kind of remember that some of this stuff was written. I probably don't want to read the comics that were produced right after 9/11. Christ, we went after them kind of hard.
Yeah.
So yeah,
in spots.
Yeah. But yeah, going back to the being kept out of a comic con because a group is keeping you out. That unless you've done something totally egregious.
Yeah.
I don't think that you'll be kept out, but then again, you do have situations.
There's always click groups, so you never know.
Right. You do have buddies who say, hey, Flint Comic-Con is not accepting they're not accepting tables. And I tell Lewis and he tells 5 of our other pals, and they jam the doors and they're in there, and now you can't get in. With Randy's show, I've always seen Randy make room. You don't have that much space, but you make room for new people all the time.
Well, I try to bring a rotation of new people. The April show and this show here coming up in couple of weeks, September 14th.
Mm-hmm.
I got space.
Yeah.
So, in fact, we're going to drop the second story guys. I usually have the droids and the 501st up on the second floor. I'm going to bring them down to the main floor for this show and see how that goes. Going to try different things, you know.
Yeah. And you know,
I do like to keep the rotation going. There's some guys that we're going to reshuffle and some guys that aren't going to be there because they're doing this show in Monroe. So
your show is very indie comics friendly and
very local. It's meant to be a local celebration, you know.
Now let's see here. Now, Lewis, you are going to a store appearance, a store event tonight.
Yes.
Sit and
scratch and spin.
Scratch and spin.
I'll say sit and spin, you jerk.
Yeah, sit and spin comics now. It's Scratch and Spin Records.
Yes.
And you're gonna be there selling some of your art. Now, I have a question for you.
Go ahead.
You've been drawing a lot recently.
Yeah.
How?
Last 48 hours anyway.
How close are you to starting back on your book? I've looked the wing, man. I've seen the pages done. I've seen the first page of Blake and Tara done. When are you gonna hop back in there and knock out the rest of the book? How long is it gonna take?
I told you the book's scheduled for next summer release.
We're gonna hold you to that. Everybody, hold them to that.
It's scheduled.
I saw a dude tell Ethan he bought his book when he was 36. He is now 38. He's 38 now.
Well, that's no big deal. I mean, you know.
I will
solicited the book, so at least until I at least solicit the book, you know, before you bitch. You know.
I would, you know what? Ethan's situation with his book, I remember he's got a situation where he's got to put that book out, and I've seen people saying, "Do you think we'll get it by Christmas?" I think we will. I think we will get it by Christmas. I think it'll be released. I do not know if, and I think that he's learned that. Oh man, I better get this. I better get these books finished to the colorist, printed almost. Randy, would you do that? Would you have a book printed, already ready to go before you solicited it for Indiegogo?
Yes.
Or at least the print file.
Now, what did you say? What
would you at least have the? When do you go? Knowing what Ethan and some other people have gone through. Okay. When do you have a book? When do you go to Indiegogo?
Well, I go to Indiegogo once I have enough of an audience that I think I'm going to actually clear what I need to do the book. Mm-hmm. And then the book's going to be at least half, if not 3/4 completed.
And the rest of he says, bullcrap. He is giving Indiegogo market a bad name. You know, look, he's got to get that. He's
one guy. There's so much other stuff out there. Don't worry about Ethan as Ethan. He's just one guy.
M3SOZ, that remark about somebody being 36 when they ordered the book and he's 38 now, that's an over-exaggeration because he's late, but he's not that late. Well, he knows he's late. He's really close to having everything out and fulfilled.
If he turned 37 in July, when that book went out, there's very real possibility that he could be 38 now.
Okay, well, maybe.
But yeah. I mean, that's maybe. But he did do. Look, here's the thing: Ethan kicked the door open. He and made people say, "Hey, Indiegogo is a viable channel."
Well, he brought attention to it because Richard got banned. Yeah, he got gate kept because of Jawbreakers. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And that's the gatekeeper at Kickstarter that encouraged him to go over to Indiegogo. Yeah. So Ethan didn't even attempt to do a Kickstarter. He went straight to Indiegogo. Mm-hmm. And he went in. Apparently, he went in and talked to those people. They're not mad at him. They understand that he's running behind on his production schedule, and he's really close to having it out because he's aching at the bit to get the next campaign rolling. So he says he's not going to start the next campaign until everybody's got the Chromium books. So he's irritated at the publisher for not putting the cover on. But again, you wouldn't know all of this if you listen to his podcast. He keeps everybody more than up to date. In fact, almost to a point of being horribly redundant because he feels so bad about there not being product out there in people's hands yet. He wants everybody to read the book.
I think that I feel like the book will be pushed out in September. I honestly do. I could be wrong, but I think that
he was hoping for end of July, but he ran into that Chromium problem.
Yeah.
And again, that's his fault for trying to do a fancy smancy cover that, you know, the publisher or the printer wasn't aware of.
Well, I was hoping that when
wasn't sure how to put it up.
I was hoping that when you redid Spank the Monkey #1, it will be a real field cover, but I guess that's out now.
Yeah, no, you can't do that. Real field cover. You're funny.
No,
I want to redo Spank the Monkey on the comic market because the comic market has shifted so much, and I've learned a lot more about comic history since then too.
Mm-hmm.
A lot more in depth, a lot thicker.
Now, some other news broke this weekend, and we were talking about Comic Cons, and I wanted to bring this up to everyone. That Wizard World has announced a new payment program. That's right. Now you can get your Wizard World tables a lot cheaper. You can actually go into a payment program with them. So if your table's $800, you're looking at $80 a month for 10 months. Feelings on that, guys? Is that awesome? Not awesome?
We're all typing.
Yeah, I hear you. Not me. I'm not typing at all.
It's just Wizard World, you know, trying to accommodate people. But the questions that I pose to you, I still wonder about. If you're willing to pay their monthly installments, does that put you at the front of the line? Does that get you a table? Does that knock you up on the waiting list? And are you paying for a table you might not get at a show? And if you miss a month, does Arrow keep all that? Or an Arrow? Does Wizard keep all that money?
No idea yet. Maybe we'll reach out to Joe Avino and I'll ask him. I don't know if you guys remember this. I think that would be it. Was he? Got a question. Hey Trico, welcome to the show. And Jason Moore says Ethan has been extremely transparent with info on what was going on with his book. He's not out to screw people out of their money. There's production issues that are holding up things. Let's see. And Ralph says, is there a definite definition of what the term truly means? Was you referring to gatekeep, I think? Yeah. Where can I read about this gatekeep crap? Hell, we've had undergrounds forever, no political correctness around there.
Well, the big gatekeep problem right now is Kickstarter, in that they decided that some of the right-wing books weren't going to get through, and then they started associating anything that was labeled. Anybody decided to point their finger at and go right-wing was right-wing instead of actually looking at it. So they pushed a lot of people out away. They missed a lot of money, and it pushed it over to Indiegogo. But you know, where there's a will, there's a way, and these things get crowdfunded. And if the Indiegogo suddenly goes south and decides to start gatekeeping, they'll just start their own crowdfunding company. That's all.
Yeah. Let me see here.
Those poor Star Wars fans and indie creators being milked by Mr. Ethan as he leads people on live. Been watching?
I've been watching.
Oh, I've been watching.
I think that
well, I don't think he's leading him on at all.
Mm-hmm.
I think he spends way too much time doing videos, but still, you know.
Hell, at this point, it's not a fact of doing the work. The work is done. Mm-hmm. It's just a matter of getting it out of the publisher to the fulfillment service.
Right.
It's not Ethan's fault at this point. Well, it is in a lot of ways, but really, it's in the publisher's hands now.
I do think that he probably did.
Or the printer, I mean. The printer's hands.
I do think that he probably did maybe a few too many videos and not enough in the early stages of it. It not enough talking about the book. People started wondering if they were going to get the book. And every day now that passes where that book doesn't ship, you know, the people who naysay him and the movement of Comicsgate are gating, you know, ammunition, like another bullet, and they're like, "Oh, you still ain't got your book." Ha! You know, you're never
again, you have to watch those videos and understand what that. You have a little empathy for the fact that he's just getting his ass off the ground. So
you know what they say, Randy. they don't have to understand shit.
Yeah, that's very true. I don't have to understand shit.
Yeah. I was gonna play the sound clip, but by screen boxes over there. So yeah, they that's how they feel. They don't want to, but I do understand people's. At the same time, I do understand people's frustration with not getting the book. You've been you promised something almost a year ago now.
Yeah.
Well, no, more than a year ago now. But
it'd be frustrating. Yeah, it's been a year.
Yep. But to his credit, I believe he has refunded anybody who's wanted a refund.
Yeah, unlike Doug TenNapel. Holy crap, the Earthworm Jim book.
Yeah.
Oh man, wow.
Is he not doing?
Severs ties with Ethan. All of Ethan's people want a refund. He tells them TS. I got your money. Thanks. You'll get your book when I get your book to you. There you go. No refund. Thank you.
I don't understand that whole situation with Doug either.
Well, that comes down to Doug wanting to be religious.
Mm-hmm.
And it all there you are eating popcorn. It all ties back to Pride Month, and Mike S. Miller decided to make a tweet that was passive aggressive that said pride is a sin, and followed it by a rainbow.
Ooh.
And that started people talking, and Miller's Lone Star had already been Lone Star 2 campaign had already gone out at that point. And TenNapel's always been religious. He's always been upfront on his broadcast, and that's fine. His books aren't at all, because he knows how to sell he wants to sell products to the masses, not just to people that believe the same religion that he does. But he says that if he wants to get religious, he's got the right to be religious because it's his books. Well, Ethan feels that you need to keep religion out of your product in order to attract the largest mass possible. And so on that contention point, I guess Doug went way off, and the Miller thing took him way off to the side, and he broke off from Ethan and started, cussing and fuming and all this. And Ethan's people were all like, well, dude, if you're going to do that, he says that, well, Ethan really didn't bring me that much business to start with, when really he did. And so people, have approached Doug about getting their money back from the Earthworm Jim book, and he's refusing to do it. Won't do it. Won't give returns. You'll get the book. When I get the book done, you'll get the book. You've already paid for the book. I'm not giving refunds.
Yeah.
And then, I think he's going to be surprised now, unless he makes up miraculously, or if it's an op or whatever, if he makes up with Ethan before his next campaign comes out, exactly how much money he's going to make off a Bigfoot bill too. So.
David Supreme asked, how can you sell adult comics, very adult content? How could you market that in today's world?
Good question, Dave. Really good question.
You have an answer?
Huh?
You have an answer?
Do I have an answer? You probably don't, unless you can find the adult distributors and distribute them through the Lovers Lanes and like the Cinema Blue bookstores. Not Cinema Blue, they don't call them that anymore. Deja Vu bookstores, or like that. That's probably your only means of distribution, especially national. And you're going to have to go and track them down and pitch a product and see if they're interested in distributing it and selling it for you.
He says that's what I said. The best way would be the net. I can't see someone at con or anyone out there.
There used to be previews used to do an adult section, and again, that's back when things were a lot looser and more misogynistic. Used to have a lot of big guys going under pen names working for Eros Comics. That's what it was.
M3SOZ says, think about if he is the biggest name in Indiegogo and he operates like that, like he is, that will spread to the rest of the market. I think what M3SOZ is saying is that if Ethan takes another 4 to 5 months, if we're looking at this book maybe in January, which I don't think is as possible at this point.
Well, at this point, Indiegogo won't allow him to do another campaign until he's fulfilled this one.
Yeah, but what I think he's saying is that people are going to start saying, well, Ethan got away with being a year late on a book or whatever. Why can't I?
And that's funny that you're going to pull that back to Ethan, because there's people on Kickstarter that have 5-6 years into campaigns that they've never fulfilled.
Mm-hmm. Well,
that's really the start of it. You want to go back? We'll talk. Who is it? Jamal? I go with Molly Danger.
Mm-hmm.
is years late. Claymore is years late. What's her name? Kane is years late.
Wait, we got whoa.
Danger late when it's already been in stores.
The whatever, the next issue or whatever. I understand he's got a campaign that's sitting out there unfulfilled. Same thing with Claymore.
Is that the book that he's selling and at cons and stuff? He's selling at cons and places that
I don't know.
People, okay,
I'm just telling you what I'm hearing.
I know there's a book that someone has that.
There's a whole list of Kickstarter people that have who's Chelsea, not Chelsea Kane. Who's the girl? We were just talking about before we were on the air. The Gamergate girl,
Zoe Quinn.
300,000 for a video game she's never fulfilled.
Yeah,
you know, it's not. This isn't a precedent that Ethan is doing just because he's late with his book. He's just late with his book.
Doug at least has filled a book too.
Oh no, and it was an awesome book.
Yeah,
Doug, the Bigfoot Bill book. I've got it here. It's incredible. It's really good. I'm looking forward to his Earthworm Jim book.
I forgot to see it when I was over there. Remember, I said I want to see it. And
yeah.
I forgot about it.
I'm just saying he's going to be surprised by the amount of Ethan people if he stays mad at Ethan that actually contributed to his campaign that are mad at him now because he's not refunding.
Ralph says, as a publisher or editor, you have to decide if it's worth it. The hassle that is. He's referring to the adult comics.
That's very true too.
Jason Moore says the people would actually take the time to inform themselves on watching Ethan's videos. They would see that he's being transparent with the production issues and the lateness not fully informing. But fully informing. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, that's what I keep telling people. I don't have to understand shit over and over again. Dude, do your research. Listen to the videos. Actually have a little empathy. Understand this is his first publishing outing, and he's learning very hard lessons. And also, he's over fulfilling that book. He promised a 48-page book, and it's turning out to be an 88-page with an ash can. Something crazy.
We're not TV 14.
It's going to be a crazy product once it's done.
In the rest of these says for adult.
Look at how Bigfoot Bill went with Doug. It started out small and built up bigger, and then got hardbound, and then got gold foil stamped and embossed, and all of this. Doug pardon me. Doug was lucky because he's always kept a hard schedule on his stuff, and he's got a very cartoony, accessible style. So. And he's got a staff of people that's helping him do stuff too. If you look at his latest campaign, he offers all of these bonuses to all of his staff, and he's got a big staff. So Ethan's one guy sitting in his basement trying to figure stuff out. Well, and he does do a lot of videos.
M3SOZ he says about the adult comics, advertising public restrooms.
Oh yeah,
gee, funny.
That's where I get the chick publications. All the best chick publications are found in public restrooms.
Oneself these days seems to be a dying art form. LOL. Advertise on Pornhub. I just think people will be worried about supporting anything. Informed every week that the book is coming next week. I personally, we just Last Call Comics just did its first. Well, we really didn't do it. The creator of the book is doing it. This is their first crowdfunding book. We're still publishing it, but the creator went to crowdfunding to pay, I guess, for certain things. It's nothing that I would have done. I'm usually putting my money, toward other avenues of getting the book done, but it has been a success so far. So we're really excited to see that happen for That's Outdoor Feast. And she's I think she's about to close in 3 days now on that book. She's went way over her goal now. So
awesome. Samedi does that for Alterna all the time.
Yeah.
In fact, his Alternaween 2 is about to close here in a week or so.
See,
he's offering books at like 50 cents a hit.
Jason Moore says, not only is it Ethan's first venture into publishing, but his campaign went far, far, far above what he ever expected it to go. And I'm sure he wasn't fully prepared for such a gigantic campaign success. I think there was a moment there where he probably was scared to death because you get the type of money. And I know if I got it, I'd be humbled. I mean, heck, we just had a really large order for comics on our Last Call Comics store. And I was humbled. I was shocked, and I was pissed because that meant I spent a lot. I would have to go get some more Gemini mailers. Yeah. You know, hey, I'll be honest with you; those things are expensive, and I mean they're not that bad, but you know they could be quite.
Sorry about that, folks.
No problem.
Listening, and finally someone got back to me from Facebook, but they didn't get back to me. They just we reviewed it and rejected it again. So I found a way to actually respond to them and say, okay, what's your problem? So maybe I'll find out what their problem is.
They're gonna list you as careful, Lewis. They'll put you in Facebook jail for 30 days.
Yeah.
Well,
no, I just asked them, if I block out the SS with a, marker, just fill it in black or something on that image, because that's the only thing that's actually hate speech, if that's what they're complaining about.
Hey,
It looks too close to Pepe the Frog.
Wait a minute, filling in black is racist? I'm just kidding. So it says here, Jason Moore says, yeah, I can't fault him for feeling the need to give the fans a much larger product than what he was originally prepared to produce. You should give him credit for that and not tear him down. MBS says, really, Ethan seems to be getting a very big head. He needs to deliver before he inflates himself.
No, sorry, he's already inflated. He was inflated before he did the campaign.
He's oh my gosh. He may sit there and talk about himself being the most humble man in comics, but please.
It's all a shtick. Scott.
Hey,
speaking of the most humble man in comics.
Most humble man in comics.
It's almost Hump Day. Humble Pie is my middle name.
Yeah, I mean, but does he? We talk about Ethan being, you said Ethan is inflated and his ego is inflated, but does he deserve? I mean, he in a way kicked, or maybe even re-energized indie comics. Don't throw stuff at me.
A lot of that's a shtick, a personality shtick too. That he's had a couple of years of doing this, and he's got it down to, like a old style radio personality, shock jock type stuff. That he's got a lot of delivery, and he's constantly trying different things. So he's got a shtick. That's how he's got so many subscribers.
Finish that damn painting, Scott says M3
M3 SOS.
M3 SOZ.
Painting?
Yeah, the one back behind me. I gotta keep going at that.
Is it oil or is it acrylics?
Oh, that's acrylics. Yeah,
get the darn thing done.
It goes fast once I get on to do it.
Scott,
cut a couple hours a day. Gonna have to cut a couple hours a day.
Scott, have you been watching?
Have I been what?
Have you been watching?
Watching just now? I mean, the broadcaster?
Yeah.
No. I was finishing up watching Rachel Maddow. I like listening to her while she's on. So what's up?
Well, couple things. We have a Marvel art scandal. Lewis is being unfairly censored on Facebook. You mind if I show Lewis? You mind if I show again? All right. Sorry, Randy and his sound effects.
Was that a pencil sharpener, or was that like a?
That's a paper shredder.
I was just my art.
He's so Lewis has a show tonight. Lewis is going to a store at Scratch and Spin Records. And
Scratch and Spin.
Yeah. And he's
a great name. Scratch and Spit or Spin.
Spin.
Yeah.
Spin.
And and so he's got
Spin earlier.
Yeah, I said Spin. Yeah, that was my mistake. But he's drawn a bunch of art. He's drawn Storm, he's drawn Cyclops, Wolverine, Spider-Man. He did a Red Skull piece.
Was this done for Marvel, or was this done?
No, this is just done. This is just a print. He's going to be some original art. He's going to be selling at a con.
Oh, okay, original.
Okay, yeah. Here's the piece. Okay.
Red Skull.
Yeah.
Now and little lapel on his left, on the right side of the page with the left lapel, the SS Trooper logo.
Hang on.
Gonna have to look closer than that, Scott.
Yeah, that's the. Is that the Nazi symbol, or that's one of the Nazi insignias?
Yeah. That's character.
Okay.
That's against community standards, and they removed it and banned and said I couldn't post it.
Really?
Really. Even though there's Red Skull pictures all over Facebook.
And the other others Red Skull drawings include Nazi symbolism, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some of them do, yes.
So, how you doing, Simon? How's it going?
So what's their problem?
Yeah, I have to wonder. I mean, it's in character. That's what belongs to that character.
Yeah, somebody just saw it and got butt hurt and decided to report it, and then whatever.
So I was joking about that with him because I love nothing more. I love doing busting Lewis's chops, and
here's the one the headshot is one of the pieces I did earlier of Wolverine.
Oh, nice. Oh, yeah. Well, I think you're right. I think somebody got a little butt hurt.
Some more I did.
You can't. Oh yeah, cool.
Those are all for sale tonight. What do you say? What are you doing? You said $8 to $10.
Yeah. Well, some of them are 20, but whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
I get over that one. I'm gonna get used to figuring out how to move this thing. Let's see. I'm looking for the ones I actually did in the last 2 days.
Simon says he's enjoying the show. Thanks, Simon. Actually, I wanted Simon to come on the show. He's got a comic out. He's doing through Indiegogo called Blood Hunt.
Now, do a burn look.
Yeah, very, very Burn influence. Did you go buy a Burn drawing to do that?
Yeah.
Use that as inspiration.
How come it doesn't have any Variant Grant art? Anything inspired by Variant Grant? What gives?
Intimidating. We can't possibly live up to the legend.
I understand. I understand. I get it now. I'm sorry.
It's that damn cat. Well, that's a nice Little Mermaid.
Yeah. No, the other one too. Yeah, this one.
Oh, is that Danger Mouse?
Yep.
Yeah, that was awesome. Cool.
So that's all the kind of stuff I'm doing today.
So he's gonna be leaving us because he has to go to his show and make money. Now,
this show doesn't make any.
Is that a local show or?
Yeah, it's there in Columbia, South Carolina.
Gotcha.
But anyway, yeah. Simon has a book called I came across. He has a book called Blood Hunt. Payback is a bitch or a debt and blood. But it's over on Indiegogo. I'm gonna put the link up in the chat so you guys can check it out.
Awesome.
Let me see here.
Okay, now pardon me as I'm going to try my best to work entirely through the appearance here because I got a lot of stuff to get done. I'm leaving Thursday to go down to Indiana Comic-Con. So sweet. I got a lot of artwork to finish between now and Thursday afternoon.
Did you get your loading information?
Did I do what?
Did you get loading information? I know people were complaining about not getting that yet. So.
Oh yeah, I got that. Actually, I'm not going to set up at Indiana Comic-Con. I didn't get the reservation in the time to get a table. So we're just going to go down for one day Friday. And then we're going to kind of double team me and Susie and our friend Katie. We're going to go down to Indianapolis Thursday, go enjoy the show Friday, and then Saturday morning drive back up to Elkhart to the Hall of Heroes grand opening, the museum.
Sweet.
That Alan Stewart's got going there in Elkhart. And I'm going to have some prints for sale there. I'll be sketching live in the museum. And they're expecting hopefully 1,000 people to show up at the show. So
that'd be awesome.
And then next weekend is going to be the official Hall of Heroes convention, which also happens in Elkhart.
So are you going back? Are you going back for that?
Yeah, I'll be going to that too. That's a 2-day show, Saturday, Sunday.
So, that's not September 14th, is it?
Oh no! I got that. I was going to say I got it dog-eared. I mean, I got it earmarked.
Dog-eared? Earmarked. Yeah.
So now, let me see here. One other question. I did get another question in here. Oh, okay, yeah. Don't forget. Oh, this week buddies, we are giving away
Oh, free stuff.
Aeonian. Yeah, we're giving away Aeonian to people in the chat. So what I'm going to do is I am going to have everybody push. Actually, you all are going to write Aeonian. See how that's spelled? Aeonian. I'm reading it backward.
ONIA.
Yeah. And you're gonna write that into the chat, and that will enter you into the little randomizer, and then we will pick a person. That person will contact us on IndieVote on Twitter and with their name and address, and we will get this book out to you. This Aeonian was created by Stephanie Menard, who was on the show
Oh, nice.
a couple of weeks ago. Very talented young lady. Gorgeous book inside. Issue 2 is now on Kickstarter. I know that she's expecting to have that done very soon. I believe it's actually done. It's just she's just doing the crowdfunding now. So Aeonian #1 will be going out this week during the show. Yay! We got giveaways. We're fancy. Yeah. Now, Randy, are you drawing?
I am.
I should have known. I can see your neck.
Sorry.
We're all
Just
How do
my neck.
You see the neck.
Gary fixed his computer that broke.
Yeah. I'm not drawing. I'm posted up.
Well, you're running the show, man. You're the big honcho. You're running the show.
Yeah.
I'm not really drawing. I'm just coloring. So seeing Scott works reminded me I had something sitting here in Photoshop that I had.
When you start doing now, we talked about this. Wizard World is doing those payment plans now, allowing everyone to get in the show. So
By the way, finally.
oh, there you go. Yeah,
Payment plan. Oh,
yeah. Wizard World's doing a payment plan.
was that your inky? Is that your inky glove?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Wizards doing payment plans. If in fact you want a table at Wizard World, you can. So like again, the example that was given to me is if a table is $800 and exhibitor booth, you can pay $80 a month for 10 months.
That's actually not a bad thing. That's always been kind of a little bit of a sticky point for those of us that do quite a few shows.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta keep coming up with big chunks of money ahead of time. If they're going to have this payment plan, that would make it much more palpable to be able to afford the show, especially if you got to reserve months and months and months ahead of time.
Yeah. M3S, he says payment plan for convention, no links. he's totally against conventions. Yeah, I mean,
He's against conventions.
Yeah, he says he is as an exhibitor, he hates them, no need for them, and yeah. But payment. I wish Mark Hodges was in here because I'd ask him how he feels about that. I'm gonna message him. I'm gonna message Mark Hodges and ask him how does he feel about Wizard.
Like I said, it opens a lot of questions about, what if somebody doesn't pay on time?
Yeah.
Are they kicked to the back of the list? Do they forfeit their money? Like
Yeah,
a layaway? There's all sorts of questions.
Details of how that payment plan works.
Let's see. I'm gonna. Let's see.
Mark Saturday at the Makers Fair into the Grampus Public Museum. Yeah.
The what?
The Makers Fair they had at the Grampus Public Museum.
Uh-huh.
That's the one, Kurt goes. He goes to I think he goes to the big Makers Fair, I think.
He does the one at Henry Ford.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think he's missed one in quite a few years.
Oh, it was a fairly well attended. There's about 1,300 people that came through the museum to go to the Makers Fair.
Yeah, that's cool.
There's quite a few people, though. It's as much as we were there to hopefully sell prints, and Susie makes these magic wands and all that.
Uh-huh.
It's not really a buying atmosphere. People are there to just kind of see and enjoy, and there's a lot of hands-on stuff that people are just there to do for free. So I don't think, unless people know much more ahead of time that it's a potential market to buy things, they're usually not that. They didn't seem all that prepared to just fork out money for things.
Right.
We sold some, so it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
So, but fascinating displays. Oh my God, it was awesome.
I have a question for you guys. Let's say Wizards payment policy program catches on. Everyone wants to do a payment plan for their tables, be it artist alley, exhibitor table. Does that change the landscape for other conventions? Well, Wizards doing a payment policy. Why don't you?
I can see it possibly becoming a potential influence, but it's got to work for every show that does it. I mean, Wizard World is big enough that they've got the oh hell, what's the word I'm looking for? They got the
capabilities
to arrange that. You know, the physical mechanics in place to do it. But if other shows can't, well, you know, I don't think they should be unduly influenced.
I can understand that. I just wonder if other shows too would. I mean, would that help you do more shows? Would you do more shows with that policy in that?
It would help for me, for instance, because, you know, Susie and I, we do. Oh God, we must do 12, 13, 14 shows a year. And if we could afford, I mean, and with a payment plan, we'd be able to afford to start reserving a table for a show 10, 11 months down the road instead of having to come up with, you know, X amount all up front. So that would certainly help.
And Scott, I know you weren't here for our question today. I'll put it back on the screen for you and read it.
Okay.
Randy and Lewis already weighed in on it. The question was, I created a comic, the concept, the characters, locale, powers, etc. But I hired a writer and then an artist. Now they are both demanding co-creator credit. They don't deserve it. They are holding pages hostage. No contract at all, other than PayPal receipts where I paid them. Help!
Oh boy. What do the British say? A sticky wicket. Without a contract, I mean, he created the concept, the characters, and all that. But the writer and the artist that literally helped flesh it out beyond the concept stage, I think they have some due credit coming, whether or not it's worth them holding pages hostage. If the guys paid them for these pages, therein lies the sticky wicket. It's a business decision, and if they agreed, albeit it sounds like a gentleman's agreement, if they agreed to deliver pages after they did the work and the guy was happy with the work and he paid them, they really should deliver the pages. Whether or not they should be guaranteed co-creator credit without a contract, there's nothing that either side has concrete to rely on. Again, I'm very big on a gentleman's agreement. If things were agreed to over a handshake and a promise, then they should be lived up to. For me, if I was doing it, I would certainly give them co-creator credit, because concepts are fine, but if you never bring it to life through the written and or drawn imagery and words, it literally means nothing, because it doesn't go anywhere. It's just, you know, I got this great idea for a brand new car, but if you never build the car, what good is the idea? Yeah. So that would be like I said, that's where I think sticky wicket is the proper term for that. What did you guys think? What was your answers that you guys said?
They told the young man that he was screwed, and
and didn't mince words.
Yeah. Randy used other choice words.
Basically, no contract, no nothing. He needed to cut his losses and work on something else.
Yeah, that's true. You don't have a legal document to back you up.
But I would also tell them that they killed the project. So
yeah,
I'd make a big deal about that.
I reached out to Mark about the Wizard World. Mark Hodges of Grand Rapids Comic Con promoter. About Wizard World, and he says, could care less, LOL.
Once again, a never a mincer of words is he.
No. Could care less, LOL. Yeah, and I mean, so as you know, not every con can afford to do that because I mean, Wizard has millions. You wouldn't know it by looking at my stock, but they do. And
What did you say? Wizard what?
Wizard has millions. You wouldn't know that by looking at my stock.
Oh,
But yeah,
Wizard has millions. You don't.
yeah. I told you my dream is I'm gonna wake up one day and find out I own the company. They haven't done the reverse split yet. Hold in there. They didn't do a reverse split. I've been told I need to cut and run.
And again, them charging or offering monthly payments for their table. Maybe they're charging too much for their table.
hang on a second.
Wait.
Hello.
Only a true businessman
I would
pause at this hour.
I wouldn't do that with
I'll be-
I wouldn't do that with my show, but I only charge $50 a table.
Well, I want a $10 a month payment plan.
Yeah, that's not going to work for me. I'd be so sorry if you can't pay me $50.
I needed $10 a month. Hey there, Mark Hodges of Grand Rapids Comic Con is in the chat, and Mark says he could care less. Mark, we demand. Listen, the comic creating community is demanding a payment plan, sir. You
They're
have to provide it.
You're funny.
We can't pay these outrageous. You're tearing us apart. Thank you.
Punk song, you're tearing us apart.
Yeah, thank you. Acting classes, thank you. They're all going to want payment plans now. Every single last one of us, because Wizard's doing it. Why can't you offer me a payment plan?
Well, even though, so let's say if we were to put Mark on the spot, even though say Mark might have the, I can't think of that word. I think you were right, Randy, but there's another word I was looking for. Anyway, even though Mark might have the mechanics in place, he might have the mechanics in place. Oh, yeah. I love it. Still, it also might come down to whether or not it would be worth it for him to offer that. For a table today, yeah.
Gabe says, "I'll gladly pay you Tuesday for a table today."
Yeah, I mean, it probably would make bookkeeping a lot easier. I mean, again, if you know, some places like Wizard, they have the wherewithal to handle the multiple payments and keeping track of everybody's due and all that. But
Another can of worms.
Oh yeah, just another gear in another tooth in the gear, so to speak.
Didn't you get that payment? I sent it out.
Exactly.
I don't know. It must be stuck in the mail or something.
I give you that in Bitcoin. Don't you expect Bitcoin?
Please don't knock me down on your waiting list.
M3SOZ says you wouldn't need a payment plan if they didn't mark up the prices so much. Who wants department to participate?
To debt.
No, debt to participate.
Good point.
Yeah. I mean,
I'll be right back in a moment, guys. Just right back.
All right. And Simon says, smash the like button and share the link. We will on your Blood Hunt book, which I want to get you on here next week. So
not next week.
Well, yeah, we can get him on here next week too. We can fit him.
Oh, how long you having Hart on?
We'll have Hart for probably like an hour or so.
Okay.
So yeah, we can fit multiple people on. We get up to 6 on here.
Oh, cool.
2, 3, 4, yeah. So I got a room. Yeah.
Join the party.
Yeah. Join the party here on Indie World. It's I was gonna say join the train, but that doesn't.
No.
Yeah. Join the love train. That song has some dirty connotations if you mix it that way. Say again, Lewis.
It's more people to type in Aeonian.
Yeah, we did. I'm going to throw them in the randomizer in a little bit. If you want to win Aeonian #1 from Stephanie Menard of I don't think she do this to her.
Can anybody join in?
Yeah. And look at this. Look. Script consultant. Mr. Trico Lutkins. Professor Trico. So yeah, you can get and if you go to a con, those guys are all around. You can get this autograph because I didn't get it autographed just for that. So you can go to them at a con and be like, "Yo, sign my book." The cover's pretty cool. Stuff.
Simon was talking about our like button.
Yeah.
We have a whopping 13 people listening to us.
Yeah. And on Indie Vote Radio right now. Hold on. Let me click over there.
We have hundreds.
Yeah, we normally do.
Thank you
remember-
for listening, all of you people.
Smash that like button.
All
Smash
over.
it. Indie Vote Radio, we have. Hold on.
They're just listening to us. That way they don't have to see our ugly mugs.
Yeah, 400 even. Wow. So yeah,
Wow, 400 even.
Yeah, 400 even.
Folks,
Welcome all you guys.
come over into the YouTube and win a free book.
Yeah,
Smash that like button.
yeah, they're over on Indie Vote Radio, just chilling, They just listen to us and listen to us ramble on.
You're not fooling us. They're pointing and laughing.
Yeah. So Indie Vote Radio, you can listen to it on indievote.com. And but it is I think the American side is delayed. So I think that is, let me see here. We are live right now in
You should let the
France.
Indie Volt radio people pop into the chat or pop into the comments section below. Get on YouTube. Type Aeonian in.
We got France, Mexico, Germany, Brazil. Yeah, those are the ones listening live right now.
Sweet.
On Indie Vote Radio, because the American side is playing music right now.
Okay.
Because I can't, for some reason, I just lack the ability, and I'm lazy to set it up to where they all do it at the same time. So yeah,
You're just not motivated.
yeah. I'm not motivated. I need a payment plan. Yeah, I'm gonna get that payment plan, Mark. I'm gonna get it. I'm like Rocket in the arm. I'm gonna get the payment plan. I'm gonna get it. Yeah, so it's one of those things where now we have payment plans at Comic-Cons. We have people creating secret cabals, not allowing people to come to cons, getting my buddies in. There is one Comic-Con that I feel like I have no chance of getting into, but we'll see. We'll see if I get in this year. If I don't get in this year, I'm gonna throw a hissy fit, and I'll do it right here on air. I mean, listen, Alex Jones won't have anything on hissy fit either. It's gonna be extraordinary. I'm gonna dress up as Pepe the Frog and throw a hissy fit live on Indie Vote Live. It'll be awesome.
And
It's
what
gonna be
was
awesome.
that?
I can't. I don't want to say the cons thing because then I'll never get in.
Oh, you don't want to jinx it. Gotcha.
Yeah. I'll never get in. But it's not Randy's show. It's not Randy's show. It's not Grand Rapids Comic Con. It's another Michigan-based show. And for
Okay.
for 2
We're all
years,
going with bated breath.
for 2 years, I ain't been able to get in. No. And this time I'm bringing this coonskin hat.
Well, that's right there.
Simon,
Why you buy a ticket?
Simon says we're not that ugly. So yeah, we're not. we can.
That's you, Simon. You apparently have to get him up close.
You haven't been on the air before, has he?
M3SOZ says poor fandom exploited to death.
Explain. Always.
Yeah.
Talk to Marvel. They're experts.
I guess. I mean, man, I get. I mean, I get the payment plan for artists, but are they gonna bring the prices down? Now, here's something else.
Well, they have no incentive to bring the prices down. If they're going to institute a payment plan, it makes it easier for them to charge more because people feel the pain less.
Mhm.
Interest too.
Yeah.
Interest.
Yeah, there's that.
Loan sharking.
Sounds just like a wizard thing.
Loan sharking?
We'll let you have a table that's only 825%.
I want to read you guys something,
Uh-oh.
and
Read.
What did you say, Louis?
He's going to read.
I'm gonna,
Well, we all got to show off new skills.
Yeah, we got to. I'm trying.
It's a phone.
I need a. So this was posted in the Wizard World Chicago Facebook group. This is posted on Saturday, I believe it was.
Are we talking about the female thing?
Yeah. It says, I'll mute Lewis. I'll mute his rage. Just a little reminder for those of you taking photos of cosplayers today. Cosplay is not consent. And if you just throw your camera up in my face without asking for a photo while I'm eating, drinking, or fixing my costume, I will physically turn my body away from you. I witnessed so many people and friends today getting photos taken of them without permission, and I'm sure the photo quality was awful and they weren't even posing for you. We're all cosplaying for fun, and we're all generally nice people. If you ask for a photo, we'll all gladly pose, and you'll get a better quality photo than the 100 people yesterday that got me drinking from a water bottle or medicines of a friend. Just saying.
Uh-huh. Okay, what's that evil laugh about, Lewis? We got you got some thought there.
No, I mean it's typical thing, you know. I mean, as we all know, when you go into these conventions now, you're told beforehand that any photos taken of you is, you know, part of the situation, you know, at the time. So,
The cosplay does not mean consent is much more about no personal, space invading,
right.
or, touching and all that. That's what that really is about. Whether that includes taking photos of them or not, I don't know.
That's how silly it's getting though. Yeah.
Don't lead her around the room. Sorry. What was the big fuss over Mark Waid's editorial segment for Marvel 1000? Apparently, he said America was deeply flawed.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's what Mark Waid said. America was deeply flawed in his Marvel 1000 editorial, and it was pulled. Has the whole art editorial been pulled? Is that
Apparently.
I have no idea. I won't know until later this evening.
Which is weird because, why are they announcing that now when they've been at press for how many weeks?
Yeah.
Oops.
GR Comic Con, as Mark says, if people pay the piper, there is zero incentive to drop the price.
Yep.
And let's see. As in regards to our cosplayer, no titty grabbing, says M3SOZ.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, none of that.
And Ralph says, if you do not want attention, is when they prop the masks to take pictures. And me and Lewis had a discussion this weekend about that because we were doing our Wizard World coverage, and we talked about that, and we had a good off-air conversation. And here's the problem, cosplayers. If you're complaining to artists and Artist Alley, that's too damn bad. When you walk your little asses down through Artist Alley and you are taking all attention and the eyeballs off of my product so people can go chase you down the end of the aisle and get a picture of you and the 20 other Deadpools you brought with you. Oh,
that's actually not a bad point, because I have had situations at conventions where I have my table and suddenly 15, 20 minutes, I got all kinds of cosplayers having photos taken of them in front of my table. Mm-hmm. So the crowds can't get past my table. Mm-hmm. So there is that, and the thing about it is that I think there's some wrinkles need to be worked out about that, because it would be nice if the cosplayers kept their, oh, sure, I'll take a photo of, you can take a photo of me, but let's go out into this little more public space, like at the crossroads of two aisles where mm-hmm. they're not in front of everybody's booth or table. Mm-hmm. It'd be kind of nice if that were to happen. And, and I've had to tell people, oh, excuse me, could you please move on? Nobody can get to my stuff. And they're mm-hmm. more happy to move. But yeah, there is something to be said for that.
Mm-hmm. Mark says, the law is that you can be photographed at any public event, such as a convention. Cosplayers need to understand that when they choose to dress up, no inappropriate touching, but pictures, sorry. Yeah. Ralph says, as long as no touching and no verbal abuse, I do not see the issue. And there's
always verbal abuse, even by the cosplayers themselves. That's what's so silly about it. There's not a show that goes by where I don't hear a cosplayer talking trash about some other cosplayer, whether it's one looking too slutty looking or someone's too fat for their costume or whatever, and it's always stupid stuff.
Have you ever talked to a Deadpool cosplayer? Those guys are dicks.
They live the character a full bore.
Dave Supreme says, so true. And M3SOZ says, the rule is if you're cosplaying, you have to buy something. Yeah.
It should be, yeah.
That'd be nice. But they should sew some pockets in those costumes. Deadpool has enough pouches. He should be able to carry some money on him. Debit card or something.
Very good point. Yeah, I think that would be nice. Now, let me bring up another point too. Is that even beyond the cosplayers, there's also this kind of ready-made mentality nowadays because everybody's got a phone, everybody's got a camera, and they're used to simply taking pictures willy-nilly of everything and anything they see. They go to these shows, and I've had people, they're taking pictures of my art in the display, and just without even asking my permission, and I have to stop them and say, are you a reporter? Are you working at the newspaper? What's your reason for taking these pictures? And they're usually all very apologetic. What I have to explain to them is that usually people ask permission before they take pictures because, I would hate to see the situation grow into one where people decide, well, I'll just take a picture of this guy's art instead of buying a print. Now, most of the time, people, like only 1 out of 300 people are taking it because literally they don't want to buy and they just feel, I just want a memory of being here at this table. But most people take them saying, I want to show these to a friend of mine who's not here and ask and see which ones he wants.
Right.
Okay. Whether that's true or not, I'm willing to accept that as a reasoning. But in today's time, today's age, it is so given that everybody just thinks they can take a photo of anything that the idea of showing respect for somebody's art or creations or whatever is just, hey, I'm just taking a photo of it. What's the big deal? Well, there's rights and there's business priorities and all that kind of stuff you have to keep in mind. I don't want people to get into the habit of taking photos of my work instead of buying something. So, I wish more people would get to that point where they realize I should ask permission before I take pictures of this guy's art.
Yeah.
Because that's what I'm selling.
No.
There was a person in the group that said, again, it's not illegal to take a photo of a stranger without their permission, just saying, and now everyone can hate on me. And boy, did they. Because they posted an article for LegalZoom talking about phone cameras and the law, and everybody dogpiled on this poor person. And if you look it up easy, you can find the chat on Facebook. But Mark says, oh, sure, nobody should experience verbal or sexual harassment. And Ralph says, if you block my table for a photo op, you must buy something. I know an artist that when people start blocking his table, he goes out there and says, excuse me, I need to take a picture of my table. Excuse me, I'm sorry. And people usually disperse. But the fact that he has to do that is kind of sad. And it does put a bad taste in people's mouths for cosplayers. Lewis is done with them. Lewis, are there any cosplayers at tonight's show that you know about?
Pardon?
Will there be any cosplayers at tonight's event?
I'm sure there will be.
Be easy on them, Lewis. Jason Moore says there are a lot, not all, but a lot of cosplayers that could care less about a vendor or creator table space. They don't respect as cosplayers, but a lot of them have zero respect for table space.
I have zero respect for anybody, period. Let's be honest, a lot of them.
Well, yeah, I mean, there are. Oh, wait. Can you bring Jason's comment back up?
Sure.
Yeah. Well, I agree with Jason. I think a lot of not a lot, but there is a certain percentage of cosplayers that literally it is their moment to shine. They see it as, I'm going to build this costume. I'm very proud of it. I want to go there. I want everybody to see my costume. All right, that's fine. But that doesn't give them specific permission to dominate any given space. I mean, we're all sharing the same space at a convention. Some of us actually pay for the space we have. So I think there has to be a constant level of respect from everybody in terms of what space is being used by what people for what purpose, for how long, and for who. So I love the cosplays. I really do. I think it's an awesome part of any convention. But just like if you got a neighbor next to you with a table, they start horning in your space. You got to protect what you pay for. So I agree. We got to keep that level of respect very high.
Yeah, I mean, go ahead.
People when they go up and stand up on their tippy toes, cup their chests in their hands and place them on top of the back issue boxes and ask for assistance from the vendor.
Oh, that's sexy.
I'm not kidding. I've seen women cosplayers do this. It's like, what are you doing?
That's what I'm talking about. I'll help you. Anyway, I'm sorry. Let's see here.
I think they're
Jason,
looking for the person that's doing the breast reduction surgeries or something. I don't know.
if you say anything to all them about blocking your table space, then you're the bad guy. Exactly, Scott. So yeah, that's what Jason Morris said. Yeah. I want to remind people too, if you are watching, and obviously you are, but if you're watching on Indie Vote and you don't want to look at our faces, you can always listen live. And listen, no, you're not live, but you can listen to us on Indie Vote Radio. Take it with you wherever you go. Inducing Indie Vote Radio, perfect companion to our official website, indievote.com. Indie Vote Radio plays the best in indie music, entertainment, news, and more 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Yeah, but who wants to miss out on something like this?
Yeah, who wants to miss out on? We got music on there from guys like Chemical, Park Squares and Alleys, and Dims One. Download the Indie Vote Radio app on Android, Google Play Store, or listen in with the streamer app on iOS. You can also check out Indie Vote Radio by visiting our official website at indievote.com. Utilize the built-in player right there on the front page. Now, having said that, I'm getting all that out the way.
I think it's time to just find out who wins the book.
Yeah. Let's see here. I'm gonna put him in the randomizer here, and let's see here. Let's see here.
The magic randomizer.
I did see that Lola tried to enter. That's not she's that's not no. Yeah. So let's see here. Let me save these.
I threw my name in there.
Did you?
Heck yeah.
All right. I guess I'll put Lola in there.
No, I'm just kidding. Drop us both. Give it to a listener.
All right. Let's see.
Lola's behind the scenes.
Yeah. She's let's see here. Oops. All right.
Come here, kitty.
That type of talk get you in trouble. Okay, Gabriel said Aeonian, so making sure I get all those names in there that did say Aeonian. All right.
Who's got a cat? I can hear somebody petting a cat.
Jason is going off. He says, "Okay, guys, I'm gonna hit the sack. 5 is going to be here quick. Great chatting tonight. Talk to you guys later."
Thanks for tuning in, Jason.
All right. And our randomizer says, let's see here. Should I? Let's see here. Let's see. Randomizing.
On the screen.
Yeah.
Is that Wheel of Fortune thing you guys that you use?
Yeah, I can use it. Should I use the wheel to side?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I'll use that better than a randomizer. All right. Hold on.
That way you can see it.
All right.
I don't know what your randomizer does.
it just picks a name.
Yeah,
We'll type them in there. Let's see here. Did I miss anybody? So let's see. I got
timer going off here.
Yeah. I got Dave, Gabe, and yeah. Okay. So between you two. Wow, it's gonna be an easy puzzle. All right. Here comes the wheel of destiny. They want to call
Wheel
it
of Destiny.
Okay. Any particular colors you might want to see the wheel? Any particular colors? Are we gonna?
Let's see what it's.
Do you have flesh tone?
Wow.
Hey, Lewis, your the picture of you holding a cat reminds me of that famous line
Sure.
from Johnny Carson. Jessica Bohr had her cat with her, and she said to Johnny, "Would you like to pet my pussy?" And Johnny says, "I'd love you if you move that damn cat."
All right.
That's a big ass cat. Oh my god! How many
It's just
pounds is
just that Lewis is incredibly small.
that?
No, he's 18 pounds.
Oh my god!
That's
18
one.
pounds. Holy shit! That's
That's
almost a
one.
dog.
That's one fat. Never mind. All right. Everybody see the wheel?
Randy and I have seen cats that big
Yes, we have.
Some guys prefer it that way.
in our heydays.
Those are called slump busters. Anyway, yeah.
Oh wow, only 2 people.
Yep. The Supreme one, Dave.
There was
and-
only 2.
Yep. Only 2 because you and Lola are
Ralph didn't say it.
I don't believe so.
MSOZ didn't say it.
No. They don't like free comics.
You lost out. Free
Yeah.
comic.
All right. Well, we'll be going to have free comic next week. As a matter of fact, we got 2 books next week. So yeah, double the postage, double the fun. Are you guys ready?
Ready?
Here we go.
Spin it.
Wait. One minute.
Click to
Okay.
spin.
There we go. Wait a minute. Oops. I didn't say that. I said spin the wheel.
It's spinning downwards. There we go.
And Dave eked it out.
Oh, the Supreme one.
Yeah, Supreme one. Dave wins. Congratulations, Dave.
And what did he win?
Gabe says, just cut it in half and send us both a piece. yeah. What he wins is Aeonian.
Go back to the. There you go.
Yeah, Aeonian. This book here by Stephanie Menard. It is a fabulous book. It's it's actually I think I know she's working on issue 2 right now. It's a kind of a horror book in a way. Stephanie excels in a lot of like sci-fi horror books, and this one here is no different. Really good book. She was on a couple weeks ago, about 2 weeks ago now, guys. Was it
Cool.
I think it was 3.
3 weeks?
It's been a while. Yeah.
So yeah, she was nice enough to give us a book to have on the air.
Now, is she going to send a stamped self-addressed envelope plus postage?
No, we're actually going to foot the bill.
Oh! I thought it was kind of a win with a condition. Okay.
Yeah, no. We're going to do that now.
You could probably give it to the Supreme one when he's at the Monroe show. And
I could totally say postage. I was gonna try to send a media mail as an experiment. Guys, we're talking about that. We're talking about media mail and sending your comics through the mail. And apparently you cannot send a comic book through the mail, media mail, which is cheaper than regular postage.
What do you mean you can't?
You cannot do that. You cannot send a comic book through the mail.
No, you're supposed to be able to because it doesn't have any ads in it.
If it doesn't have ads. But
yeah,
the post worker at my local post office told me, nope, can't do comic books.
Well, he's wrong.
And Randy told me why I couldn't do comic books because they have ads in them. So I talked to a young lady today at the USPS customer service, and she told me that, well, if it's a comic that you made and it doesn't have any ads in it, you could send it media mail. But here's the problem with that. It's going to get anything that gets sent media mail is subject to be opened. And if it's opened and a worker sees that it's a comic book, they're going to toss it and say, nope, can't send these.
No, wait a second. I'm about to give my Beagle here's a whistle look. What I don't quite understand. You can't send it under certain postage, like you can't send it as media mail.
Right, media mail, which is cheaper.
Well, what do you say? But you can still send it.
Yeah, you can still send it. It's not bull semen. You can still send it.
But what? But you don't qualify for the lower rate of media.
Right.
Oh,
So,
what's the difference in postage between media mail and whatever else you can use these comics? Oh, huge amount.
Yeah, lots.
yeah.
Like
what?
Like
Mark says my eBay stuff is done media mail all the time. Well, I did a media mail package. I took my packages and ran them through stamps.com, which already gives me a big discount. And I was sending, let me see here. I was sending a package. Where is it? I was in the package to, oh, there it is. All right. So send the package to Holly Springs, North Carolina.
Okay.
Would have cost me $2.45.
And if it was media mail, what would
that was media mail.
That was
to send $2.45.
Okay. What would the same package sent other ways? What would it cost?
$7.35.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, shipping's gone way up the last few years. Way up.
Holy crap-a-totally.
Yeah.
Kidding me.
Yeah, $7.35. So remember, if you send a comic media mail, there is a good chance the post office, they're telling me they have the right to open the package at the post office and inspect it. And if a worker says, "Oh, this is a
magazine," like if I did a mail order subscription magazine,
yeah,
like,
that's a whole different animal. That still has advertising in it, but it has a whole different shipping schedule because they've signed for a direct mail kind of a postage, and they bring them in bulk to the post office.
Because when I got mail order subscriptions from Marvel back in the day, that was sent media mail.
Yeah.
Oh, so something has changed in the intervening years?
Probably.
Mark says I pay $2.75 for a Mad magazine.
That doesn't have any ads in it.
Simon's International is even worse.
Yes, much worse.
He says I am shipping a bunch of promo packages in the next couple of weeks. We'll spend over $2,000 in postage alone.
Yeah,
I can believe much as Mark does that. Yeah, I can believe it. That's what.
Yep.
Well,
I'm gonna bow out because
I
get ready to go. And
all right, sir. You have a good day, a good night, and let us know how your show goes.
Yep.
All right.
Okay. See ya.
Media mail is the way to go, but you can't do it if you're shipping a comic because they could look in your book and be like, "Hey, this is a comic."
Unless your comic has no advertising.
Yeah, but they're not going to look through your book.
Just stick a sticky note on it. It says no ads. Leave it alone.
Yeah. Then the post office, they'll just open and say, "Oh my God, a comic. This can't go," and toss it to the side. I was wondering if I should put like a little small print, little foldable comic size print on each book because they're not going to open the package. And they're not going to open that baggie. They're not.
Okay, now I have another question about all this.
Mm-hmm.
What is it about media mail that says? I mean, why is it called media mail, and why is it selected for just non-advertising content material?
It's made to ship books.
Oh, just regular
hardbacks, paperbacks, trade
CDs,
paperbacks,
CDs, DVDs.
Oh,
Comics should be in there, but if it's got advertisements,
should be, but it's not.
Yeah,
because they consider comics to be periodicals. That's the old Diamond defense. Diamond distributors. Oh yeah, we distribute periodicals.
Yeah,
a lot of other people distribute periodicals too, so we're not a monopoly.
Simon says, from what I was told, they don't like comic Saddle Stitch because it usually has ads. Graphic novels are supposed to be accepted media mail in the U.S. Yeah, I've heard graphic novels will be fine. That's why if they're perfect bound, it works. Yeah, and I got a trade that I could send probably media mail all day. But yeah.
Even though there are some paperbacks, and this probably dates back quite a ways, there are a lot of paperbacks that used to have ads in the back for other books that the company sells.
Yeah,
that doesn't count. I don't think the in-house ads aren't applicable.
Oh, okay.
But you got that one post office worker who's going to say, "Well, I'll open it." Hey, wait a minute, this is a comic book. This can't go through.
But now this only applies.
That's probably a guy who collects comics.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's probably true. But I assume this only becomes applicable if somebody decides they're going to open a media mail package.
Right. And all media mail packages are subject to be open at your local post office.
At the whim or at the discretion of whatever local postage thing you have.
Right.
And
that's why you put a sticky note in. No ads. Leave it alone.
Now, is this usually is something where the local postage people are alerted to it if they just simply decide, okay, just for the sake of keeping track, we're going to open this media mail package just randomly.
I believe so.
Could happen, yeah.
I would wonder, would it be enough to walk in there and say, listen, this is what I'm shipping, a bunch of these. You can, like Randy suggested, you can have it. If anybody asks, this is what is in that package. No ads. This is an old Arrow book, War of the Worlds.
Okay.
Yeah. No, there's no ads in here, right, Randy?
No.
It's in-house ads.
House ads, yeah.
Yeah. There's no ads in this. It's just ads about where to find more of my material. Please, if you find something wrong with it, contact me. Don't hold my packages up. Please.
Pardon me.
Yeah.
Right. I think your chair needs to.
I'm not on a chair. I'm on a couple of milk crates.
Oh, gotcha.
That's all.
Well, the thing is that's actually a pretty good first effort, though I think that that's only going to last so far down the line. I mean, they're not going to keep passing on that information to every station that gets it.
Yeah. Well, it's only supposed to happen one time. The only time you're subject to be open is at your local office. Once it's in the system, you're supposed to be good.
Right.
But
I think Ralph's got a good point.
Yeah. Some
he
crazy nonsensical bullshit or what. And it is. Yeah. We can't win. We can't win. We're gonna start our own Pony Express, guys. That'll be next.
That's true.
Get some Eddie on it.
I wonder how much Diamond had to do
Get
with
some Eddie on it, dude. That's the middle of next year. That'll happen. That'll kick in.
I wonder.
We didn't take any time to talk about that.
Yeah. There was Peter Smitty. Wow. He decided we was going to steal my idea and open up alternative distribution.
We need to get Smitty on the podcast. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Good.
Next.
What
year,
happened, Scott, is Alterna Comics got into another Diamond glitch.
Oh, okay.
They shipped a week's worth of comics to him when he usually ships 4 or 5 at once. They got a pallet of comics in at Diamond Receiving, which apparently is different than Diamond Distributing.
Okay.
And the top 4 or 5 boxes were damaged, according to Diamond. So they rejected the entire shipment and sent it back to the printer.
Wow.
So a week or so passes by, and Peter's looking at the list of books that are supposed to be coming out for the week from Diamond and sees his books aren't listed. So he starts calling. So after a few calls, he finally gets to the receiving. Receiving said, yeah, some of your boxes were damaged. We turned it back around to the printer.
Okay.
And this is a pallet of books. So it's going slow, semi-freight. So he's calling and finagling and calling and telling him to turn the damn shipment around, asking Diamond Receiving, why didn't they just take the couple of boxes off on top that were damaged and kept the rest of the books?
Yeah.
Well, apparently Diamond Receiving wanted to cause him some grief. So Diamond then gets a hold of him and says, hey, those books you were supposed to have here are late. We're going to cancel your orders.
Oh, Christ. Even though Diamond made them late.
Yes.
Jesus.
So what he did that day is he went online and he secured the term alternadistributing.com.
Oh, wow. That day.
And he said that day, and he did a video on it that was really good. And he said, it's going to take me until the middle of next year before I can start carrying other people's stuff, but we're going to be distributing.
Wow.
Our own material. Says he already does it to about 60 shops now out of the 1,200 that Diamond might have left, or more, 1,900, 1,200, whatever the figure is.
Wow.
And he says, we're just going to keep collecting shops. I'm going to go around and pump up this distribution. It's probably going to take me a year to get it to a decent level. And then once that happens, we're going to go around and give publishers a choice. You can let us buy your book at a 40% discount, and we'll warehouse it and we'll sell it. They're not going to do a catalog for the retailers. Their catalog is going to be up online.
Oh, okay.
And it says, or you can consign your books to us, like send us a case or whatever, and whenever we sell them, we give you 60%.
Wow,
of the cover price.
that could work out cool.
And he's been doing he's got a good amount of retailers already together, but he's up in the New England states.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to start going nationwide, maybe worldwide with this, and just start kicking them out. And he said as soon as he can, what product Diamond does give him a hassle with isn't going to matter all that much.
I want to bring some everyone's attention real quick.
And they asked him, "What do you think of Diamond? If Diamond suddenly cancels their numbers and stops distributing you because you're going to open a distribution company?" He goes, "Let them come." He says, "I'll start an Indiegogo campaign, raise enough money to survive till the end of the year, and we'll just keep shipping these books out."
I want to bring some everyone's attention real quick. Just real quick. Just real fast. I fucking did it first. And I did it first. I set up a distribution company first. And damn it. It's actually all ready to go. I just don't have any books. But there's my character. Livy. Anyway, I just want to bring up.
Oh, yeah, I drew a version of that character at one point.
Right. But I did it first.
She come with every shipment?
No, but I do have a friend that wants to cosplay as her at a convention. That would drive Lewis insane. But no, I am wishing Mr. Samedi the best. As many opportunities and many companies as we have that can distribute these indie comics. He has a lot of the same ideas. If you look at my page, where that's at ledg.us, we actually have a lot of the same ideas about how to distribute comics and how and different ways to do it. But you can check that out if you want. ledg.us. I've been giving a lot more serious result these last couple of weeks, so it's really odd that Samedi, well, not odd, but it's actually ironic that Samedi actually is doing his at the same time.
Well, does
Samedi's going to have to take on some new employees because he's got 3 or 4 plates spinning right now.
Yeah.
Does he have the physical facilities to handle this kind of work?
He just did a Indiegogo to expand the Alterna Comics facilities out, but he doesn't have enough to warehouse everybody's book.
Yeah,
that's going to be the next bit of adventure.
He's going to need warehousing. He's going to need trucks for delivery. He's going to
just shipping. Just call up whoever and tell them to come and get them.
M3SOG says Diamond needs to be hurt. Simon says here in Canada they stopped the media mail a few years back, still waiting for the new program. LOL.
Yeah.
And then
what is your breath on that one?
What is your plan with that, buddy? And I think he's referring to my ledg.us, well, Liberty Entertainment Distribution Group, which it was originally called Liberty Independent Entertainment Group, but I realized that was lied. so the initials, it's
LIED.
Yeah. So I can't do that. But it's I would love to carry any titles, and we are doing it. I do have the
you got to get a retailer list first.
What's funny?
Some folks up on board.
Here's the funny thing about the retail list. I have a list as of 2015 of every comic shop in America.
Probably every other one's out of business.
Probably. And
that was cruel. And I'm sorry, but that's the truth.
It probably is. And so we have worked on it. And I actually, I even have the boxes. I don't have one around here right now, but I have the boxes.
Have I shown you any Alterna product, Scott?
I think you show me some. I'd be happy to see anything new you might have.
Yeah, you need to take a look at them. By the end of the year, he's going to have a $4.99 80-page book available for the retailers.
Really?
80-page comic that he's going to retail for $4.99.
They're all newsprint, but they're good books.
On newsprint, yeah.
That's amazing.
DC right now is doing 100 pages on newsprint for $4.99 that they're circulating to the Walmarts.
That's their Kmart things or Walmart things.
Yep.
Mark says, I've always wondered why there wasn't a distribution center for indie comic companies. I would think somebody could be very successful if they carried hard to find titles. He's talking about Indiegogo titles, Comic Gate titles. Ralph says it was tried in the past before the internet age. And then Simon says, me and some friends have been checking to create something similar to Samedi too. Mark says, indie music distributors are pretty common. Victory, Lumberjack.
Yeah.
And then Ralph says, but without the big three, not many shops want to deal with 2 ordering companies. And
Yep.
I could understand that, but I don't think. Listen, you talk to a lot of these guys now. I mean, you know, I don't know. I really want to. I should have asked them to come on. I'm gonna try to get Dennis to come on at some point. I'm not sure some of these store owners are happy with what the big two are giving them now.
Yeah.
So they might as well.
Dennis might be an interesting one to have on.
Yeah, I like to know his take on some of this. That'll be very interesting.
Yeah.
Guys, real quick, if any of you and any listeners that are listening on Indie Vote Radio would like to get their comments, their emails read online, you can do so. It's very easy by emailing us at indievote@indievote.com. Please keep those emails to 90 words or less and include Indie Vote Live in the subject field. There's a very good chance we will read them on air and answer those questions. We have, let's see here. Simon says we got a few Comicsgate indie IGG creators lined up to publish and distribute. MBSOD says, right, I think they need another option stock shelves with a variety of unknown books, and it definitely could work. I mean, look, I go into Second and Charles. I don't know if you guys ever have Second and Charles wherever you're at, but they carry some indie books, and you know, I mean, they seem to be doing well. They seem to be doing really, really well. I mean, you know, they move books like crazy.
This is Alterna you're talking about?
Well, no, I was in Second and Charles. They're a store.
They're a used bookstore.
Yeah, used bookstore. They got toys and video games and all kinds of books, but they got a comic section. And in fact, they have their own comic brand. I believe that's theirs. It's they're a division of Books A Million.
Oh, okay.
And and they got their fried pie variants. They even do a fried pie Comic-Con now. I think it's in store where they just bring people to the store. Mark says the opinion of someone like Gavin Willard or Todd Lang will be interesting on indie titles. I think that, I mean, yeah, I would like to hear their opinions on it, but like,
well, Gavin runs a really tight ship over there at the old Collector's Corner store in GR, and Todd obviously is got the market locked up here in the next to the lake, but yeah, I love to hear them, as well as you know, the wonderful family that runs Comic Signal up on the north side of GR. There's a George Makis runs Comic Rec, I think, out of Chicago. I think.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of really great retailers. I'd love to hear their feedback on what they think of multiple, or you know, because then we're harkening back to the days of when there was Capital, Diamond. What was the other one off the
Glenwood, Sunrise?
Yeah, Glenwood.
Friendly Franks.
Yeah,
there was a good half a dozen at one point.
Those also like porn strip of that porn strip clubs. Friendly Franks, come on.
Well,
no, it was a distribution company.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to read up somewhere if somebody's ever put down the story of how that whole distribution wars started and how it shook out to where it's just Diamond left over.
That's for the Zim Geek channel.
Yeah,
which I'll advertise here in a second as soon as I get past this one. Indie Vote TV, ladies and gentlemen. Indie Vote TV is an over-the-top streaming service available on Roku and coming very soon to Amazon Fire Stick and more. Stream independent movies, music, television. You control. Remember that? Anyway, you can't really control the music. Well, I guess you can. You can select which video you want to watch.
A lot of these kids don't remember the damn MTV.
Wrestling, original documentaries, and more on Indie Vote TV. And did I mention it is free? You can find Indie Vote TV by searching the channel store on your Roku device or Roku-enabled television. So yeah, it's if you're looking to watch some independent movies, we do have a television station called Indie Vote TV. You can check that out. And I also, just because, and I know because I know it's getting close to Randy's bedtime.
It is. I'm yawning. Yeah.
Randy.
Oh, Randy.
What the heck is that?
There's your Zim Geek.
Yeah, Zim Geek channel on YouTube. All sorts of content. There's 20 some videos up there now. There'll be more on the way. Lots more on the way. So
awesome.
Yeah, he's got his station. And he
got a commercial job. I'm coloring now in a show I need to promote, but I've got all the visuals together for the next video. I just have to put it together with a soundtrack, and it's good to go.
Awesome.
He says, did you guys hear about this Comic Gate Jumpstart magazine? I have not heard about that. That is the first I've heard of it, Simon. I have to look into that. And then Mark says, there are big dealers in my area, sort of like Dennis Barger on the east side.
Yeah.
Comic Records just used stuff. Yep,
Yeah.
13 of them. Friendly Franks really pushed our Arrow titles. That was also the great thing about many distributors. And then So Bad Arrow ain't around no more, M3 SOZ says.
You never know.
Yeah, you know.
We were always a commune type situation where everybody owned their own stuff and shared the imprint. So
yeah,
it might come back sometime soon.
I see. Oh, what do you got up there, Varian? What are you doing?
War of the Worlds and Arrow Comics.
Yeah.
There.
They would try to find and push interesting books.
Capital Comics used to do that all the time. So
it's a mix of Shonen Jump, Heavy Metal Mag, and Wizard coming to IGG soon, and I'll definitely keep an eye out for that. Simon, we have you on next week. Definitely, maybe you could talk about that a little bit too. It'll be interesting for our listeners. Well, guys, I'm gonna let everybody get off of here because I know you guys are tired. And we kept everyone up for 2 hours and 16 minutes past their bedtimes. Congratulations to Dave the Supreme for winning an alien. Dave, get at me about how to get this to you. I know that we do live unnaturally close to one another, which is kind of unfair. You shouldn't have won. I'm just kidding. But, so yeah. And also, and now Dave, you can't win next week. You won't be allowed to win next week at all. So yeah, Gabe, you keep entering. Anyway, guys, Scott,
we have a scheduled guest next week. We're supposed to promote Mr. Hart Fisher.
Yes, Hart Fisher will
be on American Horrors Roku channel, and lots of independent, lots of cutting edge independent productions.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I know the name.
Yes, Hart Fisher. He if not,
he's a very outspoken critic of and promoter of independent comics and horror movies.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
so yeah. I think what was it? He was on Oprah over the
Sally Jesse Raphael.
Sally Jesse Raphael.
Was he really?
For his comic Jeffrey Dahmer meets Jesus Christ.
Oh, I remember hearing about that. Oh my God,
he's the one that made the he's the one that made the Marvel Can Suck My Cock shirts.
And now he does a lot with his Roku channel. He's on Facebook all the time talking about how he's working on promoting and putting that channel together. He's doing a lot of good work.
I would ask him to get a shirt and sign it for me, but I'm afraid of what his pen would look like.
You probably couldn't wear it to a show anymore.
Yeah. I wore it on the air the other morning, and when we went off the air, Randy said, "Your shirt, Jesus."
Mark had a comment here.
He said good night. Good night. Good night, Mark.
Good night. Ted, how you doing? Ted joining us late.
Ted, you're late. Yeah, we're just getting ready to go, Ted.
Yeah.
Just end the door.
You'll have to rewind it and listen to this from the start.
Yeah, had a pretty good show. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you for listening, and we will see you all next week. I
just want to say before you leave that we're still interested in the Indie Volt radio listeners to let us know what comics they're reading, especially if they're not from the States.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Want to know what's hot where you're from, what everybody's reading, what everybody's enjoying.
Yeah, I'd love to hear about that. Definitely.
All right, you guys stay safe. We will see you Thursday morning for our Breakfast Buzz show, where we recap pretty much everything we did here, and it's no format. It's just a really ridiculous show.
If
more crazy crap that happens over the tomorrow.
Yeah.
And that's going to start at 9:30?
That starts at 9 o'clock
9 o'clock.
Yeah, 9 a.m. on Thursdays.
And when
then
he doesn't have a doctor's appointment, then it's 9:30.
Yeah. And then we'll see you guys back here Tuesday at 9 for Indie Vote Live. See you
be a
then,
good one.
everybody. Yep. See you,
All right,
everybody.
man. We'll see you. Take